Hey guys, James here from HACK-ATHON and welcome back to the bug bounty hunt web penetration series. And today I'm going to go ahead and discuss HTML injection reflected, the get method, and I'm going to go and show you how to exploit all three levels. Well, actually the first two levels covers, the third level is almost impenetrable, but I would go ahead and show you a way which can be utilized to exploit the most highest level on BWAPP as well, like this particular level. So let's get started with the first level, that's low here. Now, what is HTML injected exploits, or other HTML injection exploits? And you might ask me, what are the practicality or the practical uses of this particular exploit? Well, I'll go and show you, or rather tell you how this thing is practical. It can be used to go ahead and, number one, deface a website, even though this is not stored, so it will go ahead when the code is reloaded, but it would go ahead and deface the website because the source code is being altered, but the data store is not being altered. Keep that in mind. To go ahead excuse me, I'm sorry, to go ahead and cause permanent or stored exploits, the data store needs to be altered, or needs to be inputted. Like there has to be some input on the data store, which I would cover in my later tutorials in case you want a stored exploit. But this is a reflected exploit. That means that the output would go ahead and reflect. But once again, this is very common because this is something that's almost overlooked, because it has, well, in from a developer point of view, it does not pose a lot of damage, right? So a lot of developers tend to go ahead and overlook the sanitizers for these exploits, the HTML reflected get or HTML reflected post exploits. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to perform these on all three levels. So to start off with, let me just type in hi here and James here and see what the output is. So if I hit go here, I'll see that it says welcome James, and if I go to the URL, it says that it's a excuse me, I've got a very bad cold here, pardon me. It's parameterized. The first name equals hi and the last name is James. So if I go ahead and input a HTML tag, let's say h1 slash h1 here, and h1 slash h1 here, and hit enter. Oops, sorry, I forgot to go ahead and, yeah, there you go. Right, so if I do that, I would be getting this input. So I have gone ahead and inputted my own text here. The same can be done here as well. If I do a h1 bold James, let me do a marquee as well. James slash marque slash b slash h1. Yeah, that looks almost correct, I guess. Yep. And I'll just change this to Moriarty. I should be going ahead and getting something like this. Hello, James Moriarty. Welcome, James Moriarty. Now, the practicality of this particular exploit comes when I can go ahead and input, let's say, another text box here. So how do I do that? So let me just reset this once again. So as you can see, like on low, it's going ahead and taking basic parameter, basic HTML tags, right? So if I do a input, let's say this one, and I will go ahead and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. And by the way, like if you're trying this on Chrome, we'll have to have XSS Auditor disabled with this particular switch, else the XSS Auditor will not allow you to go ahead and perform this particular exploit on Chrome. So if I the payload is this echo this. So what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and typing in this thing, right? And I'll just copy this and I'll just go ahead and type this here once again, and let's say and I'll hit go. So what will happen here is it will go ahead and give me another text box, and if I click on this, it goes ahead and gives me a pop-up box saying that hacking your megabits. Interesting, right? Like if I do this here, it'll go ahead and give me hacking your megabits. You can go ahead and steal the cookies as well, like document.cookies. That will go ahead and show the cookies, but I don't want to do that at this moment of time. Anyways, moving on, going to level 2. If I set this to level 2, that's medium level. As you can see, it's set on level 2 right now. And if I go ahead and put the same thing here and here, damn, what happened? It's just given me the inputs. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why this is happening. It's being sanitized, as simple as that. Now there can be a few methods of sanitization that I would be discussing here. Rather, two of the most important methods that I would be discussing here. The first one is URL encoding, which actually is being used in this particular level of security, and the other is HTML special characters, which is used in the high level of security. So if I go ahead and go to this particular website, like any website that will encode or decode your URLs, and type in my payload here, let's see, oops, my bad, sorry, and hit on encode here, and I get this, I copy this. Let's go and copy this real quick and show you. Very good. Let me just go ahead and change it here a bit real fast. And if I hit go, and I'm set on medium here, as you can see, I would get this command, or rather this text box, and if I click here, it says hack2. I hit OK here to go ahead and get rid of that, and if I hit here, it says hack2 again. Similarly, you can use document.cookies to go ahead and reflect the cookies of that particular website or that particular user, but that I would be covering in the HTML post and the HTML stored blog tutorials that would be coming up later on. Similarly, you can go ahead and use the payloads, encoded payloads, for any other text as well. So let me just refresh this page for you real quick. and let me just go ahead and type in h1, sorry, h1 bold marquee, copy this, hello there, paste this, slash slash slash, and encode this, and I'm getting this here. Let me just go ahead and copy this for you, and let me reset this. I'm sorry, let me reset this to medium. So it's set on medium right now and everything is gone. Let me just go ahead and type in that payload real fast, and what do we get? We get hello there in both the forms. There can be other ways of going ahead and using this, such as double encoding as well. That will also work. Now a quick look at the source code, right? So let me just reset this and show you how the source code looks like. So I'll just go ahead and do a set to medium as well to go and remove everything, and I'll just go ahead and do a view source page real fast. So as you can see here, form action, it's calling htmli underscore get.php and the method is get. And then we have the input text box, the first name, last name, and the button type and stuff like that. So this is the PHP page, the HTMLI underscore get.php that is being called to process these requests. So let's quickly have a look at that to get a better understanding as to how security works on these kind of websites, because BWAPP is one of the best websites that you can get your hands on to go ahead and try these methods out, because most of the websites, like industry level websites, use these kind of sanitizers to sanitize their inputs. So if you can go ahead and crack BWAPP, then you can probably go ahead and get a career in bug bounty hunting. So let's have a look at the PHP code. So I am here in this particular and I would go ahead and do a nano HTMLI, and as you can see here, there is a PHP snippet here that's calling a few PHP page, or other PHP codes that are in the same directory, and there is a case statement, and we have got XSS check 1, XSS check 2, and 3. Well, XSS check 2 is not present here, it's 1 and 3. So in this particular scenario, there is a default one where there is no check, as you can see, no check here, and XSS check 1 and XSS check 3. Now this is present in this particular PHP file. So let me just go ahead and do a nano. Let's go and see what this is. Right, so here we have got XSS check 1. It will go ahead and replace the HTML tag less than and greater than with ampersand LT. So this is something that we call URL encoding. So that's why URL encoding works here, because it goes ahead and converts or replaces the tags with the URL encoded tags. So to bypass that, we just have to go ahead and encode our payload and put that in. But in case of XSS check 3, what it does is it goes ahead and does two levels of encoding. First of all, it goes ahead and does a HTML special character, and then it does the URL encoding as well. So there are two levels of encoding. So as you can see, like ampersand becomes ampersand AMP, double quotes becomes ampersand QUOT, single quote becomes ampersand hash 039, greater than becomes ampersand LT, like less than, and less than becomes ampersand LT, and greater than becomes ampersand GT. So it's two levels of encoding along, like, which is HTML special characters and the URL encoding. In case of XSS check 3, which is implemented in the high level. So if I go ahead and set this to high right now, and if I go ahead and let me just copy this, and let me just quickly put this here, let me put this here and hit go, and it's on high right now, it will not work. It'll just go ahead and give me this input. It's just going ahead and giving me this input. But I have found something very interesting that will go ahead and help you guys. All right, so let me just X out of this one first. uh this is HTML. This is an HTML special character encoder. So let's say if I go ahead and encode h1 high slash h1, and as you saw in this particular function, the encoding type is UTF-1, that's Unicode encoding. So I'll go ahead and select Unicode here, and I will go ahead and do a double encode, and then I'll do a single encode, and I'll use PHP 7.3.5 here, or I can use later PHP versions as well. Let me just go and check my PHP version once. Alright, so PHP version, or was it hyphen version? Yeah, 7.2.9-1. So let me just go ahead and select 7.2.9-1. 7.2. Alright, it's not there. 7.2.18 is here. So I'll just go ahead and select that and do an execute here. So it's going ahead and giving me this particular input here, as you can see. Now if I go ahead and put it, let me refresh this first. Like when a developer uses sanitizers such as HTML special character along with URL encoding, it becomes practically impossible to do an HTML or a JavaScript injection. Alright, but I'm not saying that it's absolutely impossible. I'm pretty sure that there are certain ways to go ahead and bypass it, and that is something that I'm gonna go and show you. So as you can see, like, it went ahead and gave me this input when I went ahead and executed the encoded commands. Like, there was no space, there was just welcome this and this. Now let me just reset this to high once again so that I can go and clear off the input. So it's set on high, and I will go ahead and put this particular payload here, and I'll show you something very interesting. As you can see here, it has for some reason taken up this much space. This much space was like uncalled for. This one, ideally this space should not be there, but this space did come up. So for some reason, while parsing a HTML special character, URL encoded payload, it's going ahead and taking up this much space. So you might want to go ahead and think why it's doing that. Like, that's food for thought for you guys. But other than that, I've tried a lot of payloads, polyglot payloads as well, and I was not able to go ahead and crack the high level where HTML special character and URL encoding has been used together to sanitize the input, the user input. That's one of the best sanitizers that you can get. Like, this is like a note for any developer, web developer out there. And I don't think that like it's possible to go ahead and get that cracked, like when it's set to high level. But once again, you are free to go ahead and try it, and if you are successful, I should be the first person to know that. So let me know that in your comment section. All right, in the comment section, do let me know that you have cracked it, and I would be glad to try it out myself first. Well, this is how you can go ahead and exploit HTML injection, reflected get injection, to go ahead and either deface a website or create fake login forms like extra text boxes with submit buttons and stuff like that, and to get the data out of it. Like, you can go ahead and input your own script just in case if the sanitization is weak, and you can go ahead and input your own script, redirect it to your own phishing website, and collect the user data, and go ahead and do your thing. Like, go ahead and report that to the website that this is the vulnerability, get it fixed, collect your bounty, get rich. I hope that this particular tutorial was helpful. Stay tuned for more bug bounty tutorials that would be coming up soon. And do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon to stay updated on my latest uploads. This was James once again from HACK-ATHON. And do follow me on Facebook or Twitter. And if you have any questions or any queries, do let me know in the comment section or in my social media channels. Now, do have a good day now. Bye bye. Take care.